Ah, good old Pac-Man hanging out by the wall. What's that ghost thinking? He just ate a power pellet. What is up, fellow YouTubers and YouTube land? You are kicking it old school. I am your host, Dr. Old School, coming at you for a new video. I haven't made a video or been able to buy any new old school video games here. Let me fix my hair so it looks good for you. Because I just started a new job. Yeah, any of you who live in the Florida area, you are all familiar about Publix. You know that pleasurable trip of grocery shopping greatness that we have here in the state of Florida. Well, I just started a job there as a grocery clerk just a few weeks ago, and no longer will I be dealing with appliances at GE, but I'll be dealing with putting up cereal and toilet paper and such. And I'm going to learn a new trade, maybe a career. Who knows? All in God's will, right? Anyway, as I said before, you are kicking it old school. I am your host, Dr. Old School. And today's video, what can it be? What can it be? Finally, after I got my paycheck, I was able to pick up, and this is going to be another dare to compare. Number 13 of Basic Fun Arcade Classics, Dig Dug. Just last year, before Toys R Us went ahead and closed their doors, I went and made a purchase of a My Arcade version of Dig Dug. And as you've seen from my collection, how I got a lot of all the Basic Fun and all the My Arcades, I've been collecting. Now it looks like because My Arcade is putting out Dig Dug and Galaga, and it looks like Basic Fun is trying to step their game up. So, as I say on every Kickin' It Old School with Dr. Old School video, let's open this bad Oscar, shall we? Oh, and as usual, they always have to go ahead and make it so darn difficult to get to the box. Get the thing open. As you can see, I do not have a selfie stick. I do not have a tripod. I am just a poor schmo who moved back in with his mother a few years back when his girl broke up with him. Quite a shame, but you know what? Sometimes relationships, they work out, and sometimes they don't work out. I think she couldn't handle my whole obsession with the 1980s pop culture, but you know what? It was a pleasurable time for me. I remember things like, Kiss took off their makeup, Motley Crue was ripping the heavy metal charts. Let's see, what else? Well, sadly, we lost John Belushi in early '82. Ghostbusters at the theater, E.T. at the theater. Yeah, it's not all in chronological order. Blue Oyster Cult scored a hit in 1981 with the song Burnin' For You. And of course you had all that sassy 80s pop, all the one-hit wonder stuff. And let's see, Alf on TV, Masters of the Universe figures were all the rage, along with G.I. Joe. Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were at the theater in separate occasions. Anyway, we're tearing this bad Oscar open, and as you can see, there is a tab on the back of these machines, these Basic Funs, where you could actually see a demo screen. Now look at that demo screen. And listen to the sound of that wholesome 1980s video arcade greatness. Oh, and then you have these silly tabs you gotta... Oh, I hate this stuff. And wait, also in the box, as usual, they got a little pamphlet for instructions on how to play the game. I've known how to play this game for 30 years, so therefore I don't think I really need the instructions. Put it back in the box. I'm adding more humor. I'm hopped up on caffeine. I have been all morning. A cup of coffee before I go So now let's see. Let's compare these two machines, shall we? Do not mind my room. It is a total disaster, I know. Look at this. My Arcade versus Basic Fun. Now let's see how these two add up. If, you know, which one has the better play, which one is more suited. Shall we? I think I'm going to go ahead and start. Let me do this the way we used to solve things back in the 80s. Shall we? Shall I? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So, Mo landed on Basic Fun, so I'm going to try out the Basic Fun arcade. Alright. Press start. One thing that I find disappointing about these newer Basic Funs is, now the last two that I got before Dig Dug and, what do you call it, and Ms. Pac-Man? I mean, Dig Dug and Galaga. I got Tetris and I got Ms. Pac-Man. When you start them up, it makes the sound of the quarter being deposited into the coin slot. Love that screen. Puka, Fygar, and the man himself, Dig Dug. Now, without any further delay, let's get started. Okay, I am definitely loving how it sounds just like the arcade. I did, however, notice a difference between the Basic Fun and the My Arcade. My Arcade, the controls aren't so stiff. I mean, these are a little stiff with the controls, but... Yep. That's all I wanted to do for that one. And now let's go ahead and do My Arcade. Now, what I've pointed about these My Arcades is they are a tad bit bulkier. The graphics are real promising. I love how at the bottom they do a mock-up of the coin slot, even have the key slot for when the guy unlocked it so he could get all the quarters out. And these also have a removable joystick so you could play it by D-pad as well. That's a real nifty idea. Real spiffy, if I might say. Now, you know, I like the look of I like how both companies pay attention to continuity here with the side artwork and on the marquees. Now, the one thing I always compare when it comes to the Basic Fun versus the My Arcade, you see, Basic Fun comes with its own batteries. Unfortunately, though, when the batteries wear out, you have to use a small Phillips head screwdriver to get this lid off the battery casing to get to the batteries to put new ones in. And they both have a volume control. I like that. And this one here, you have to buy batteries for these. And they do have a headphone jack so you don't, you know, disturb others, along with volume control. And they also have a port jack so you could plug it in. Maybe charge the battery up, or, you know, you could play it without batteries plugged in. And you could also, what's really neat is you could, you know, hook it up to a socket bar, and, you know, you could turn it on and have it displayed. Look real cool, look like a mini arcade, you know, like you have a mini arcade room there on your shelf. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start up the My Arcade version of Dig Dug. Now, to turn these on, you have to push the mock-up coin slot, which is located right down here, where my thumb is. And, yeah, let's see if you could see it. I'm using my phone right now. You gotta push that. And then, yeah, again, you're looking at my horrific mess of a room. Look at that start screen, and they even do the demo without the tab. You know, that sounds butt. Here we go. Now, what I've been told through other videos at a lot of these My Arcades, they have Nintendo, these games are Nintendo ports. But that does sound a little bit like the arcade. And I have to say, yeah, the control is a lot better. It's not as stiff as the Basic Fun. But, Basic Fun got this started, and then what happened was there's a big old bandwagon. Now, I'm sure Nintendo will jump on that bandwagon anytime soon and release their classics. Because they do have a lot of good arcade classics. Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Popeye, wow. Nintendo's got a lot of good ones. Donkey Kong 3, I used to love playing that. And Capcom can do some of their own as well, because they had some good arcade hits with Ghosts and Goblins, 1942, 1943, let's see, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3. They've had a lot of classics themselves. Now, I went ahead and played both machines. As you can see, I played the My Arcade version of Dig Dug and the Basic Fun Arcade Classic version. Now comes the moment of truth. The Basic Fun, I love how it does have the sound. It does have the sounds of the original arcade game in it. The control is a little bit stiff. And it has good graphics, good sound, and good volume control. And plus, it comes with its own batteries. Now, the My Arcade, I love the way this looks. I mean, this looks like something that you could also put on your shelf, just like the Basic Fun. And I like how they have, like I showed earlier, how they got the removable joystick. That's always a plus. And it's got the what do you call it? The headphone jack or earbud jack, and the jack so you could plug it into a cord and plug it into the wall and leave it turned on all day long for some kind of decoration, conversation piece. Now, it is kind of hard to compare. It really is. I love the way they both play. I love the way they sound. I love the detail that both companies go to. But it is really hard for me to compare these two. If I have to go with one or the other, what can I say? I love them both. But, when it comes to prices, the My Arcades, these go for, I got this one, like I said, I got this one, I think, over at Target. No, at Walmart, and they were selling that for like $30-some. This same Dig Dug I got at Walmart just recently, and I got it for $20. Now, based on the price, I can't base it on price. I'd have to say that the Basic Fun is more like the arcade than the My Arcade Dig Dug. So I'd say with the fact that, yeah, sure, despite the fact that My Arcade comes with the earphone jack and the phone jack so you can plug it into the wall and has a volume control and, has that really cool way to turn it on, I have to go with Basic Fun as my favorite version, because Basic Fun does come with the batteries already installed. You don't have to worry about going out to buy batteries. And, and the My Arcade, it has its good points about it too. I love how it's real good for decorative and a conversation piece. But I have to go with Basic Fun. So, once again, Basic Fun wins. It won the Galaga debate. Now it wins the Kickin It Old School debate with Dig Dug. Now when I bought the Ms. Pac-Man arcade, I noticed that on the cover of the box they did have Basic Fun's address in Boca Raton, Florida. I did write a letter to them at Christmas time congratulating them on such a good product. However, I never sent it out, and I wished them Merry Christmas, so I got to rewrite that letter, and I got to ask them if they can get some, more titles too. I mean, more Tato titles like Renegade or Elevator Action or Legend of Cage. Maybe some Capcom titles. Maybe they could talk to Nintendo and get some licensing. But we can only hope. We can only hope, and we can only wish. Well, you have just gone ahead and kicked it old school once again with Dr. Old School. I am your host, Dr. Old School. I'm going to be back soon to make another video, and this time I'm going to talk about all the stuff that's going on with, the things in the pop culture past, what's going on with the Star Wars movies and the new Ghostbusters that's due out next summer. So anyway, this is your host, Dr. Old School, saying God bless and may the Force be with you.